everyone. Okay, so today we're going to be working on this really pretty look. I love this look. It's an easy one to do, and it's slightly dramatic, even though it's quite simple because you've got that bright pop of color and the, exaggerated wing eyeliner. So we're going to start off. I've already applied my Pond's Luminous Moisture all over my face, and then I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Miracle Blur Primer before I put on my foundation. I'm using my L'Oreal True Match in W6 and W7, so I'm mixing equal parts of those two on my hand as usual, on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to dot it on my face, and then I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush to just work that into the skin. My skin is behaving a little bit better these days, so I feel like I don't need super full coverage, and I can go a little bit more sheer on the foundation, which is always nice because it's still really hot in Barbados. Never mind, I'm doing a fall tutorial. Anyway, details. So this is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer as usual. This is in the color light medium. No, it's in medium, sorry. And I'm going to apply this where I usually put my concealer, as always, down the center of my nose, center of my forehead, and all of that. And then I'm going to use my same foundation brush and just buff it in. I'm bouncing across the edges of it, and that's in order so that it has a nice fade up before I start to work in circular motions. Just tap along the edges and then press it into the skin. And this gives you a really nice, kind of undetectable blend between your foundation and your concealer. Now, for a little bit extra added highlight for this, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is in the color light. This is number 10, and it's a little bit too light for me, but it's very sheer, so I can get away with just putting it on the very highest points of my face, and then use the same brush to just work it in. This just gives a little added highlight because we've got so much going on in the eyes. We want the face to have quite a bit of structure, but I don't like it to be crazy overstructured. So now I'm going in with, this is one of my new favorite toys. This is the Master Glaze by Face Studio. Of course, it's from Maybelline. It is in the color Coral Sheen, and it's just a cream blush. And I'm going to stripe it on my cheeks, and then I'm going to look really funny for a minute. And I'm going to use my foundation brush to just buff that in. Now, this does go quite sheer once you buff it out. So you can put it on as sheer as you want to, or you can build it up. And when I build it, I tend to tap it as opposed to rubbing so that it, doesn't sheer out again, because it will. And then I'm just going to set under my eyes and down the center of my face as usual with my Maybelline Dream Matte Powder, and I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush for this. These are just the parts of my face that get uber shiny and uber oily really, really quickly. And by patting and pressing the powder in thin layers onto my skin, you can avoid that cakiness. So I'm just, again, really thin, fine layers, and I'll build as I need to. And I want these brows to be a little bit unstructured, but still sculpted, if you know what I mean. So I'm only going to use powder, and I'm going to use a really fine, precise brow brush. This one's by Estee Lauder, the one I always use. But because I'm skipping the eyebrow pencil, this is going to help me get nice clean lines, but it's still going to be really soft because the eyes are so sharp, are going to be so sharp with that winged eyeliner, that I want the brows a little bit softer. So I'm just using my NYX Brow Cake Powder in brown and dark brown. I don't think I said that. Now I'm going in with the color Caramel Taupe from Coastal Scents, and I love this color because it's quite a neutral medium brown. On me, it looks almost like a light brown because I am more tan. On a paler skin, this is going to look very medium, and I've actually used this on darker skins as a pale brown, a very pale, almost a highlight color sometimes. So I'm packing onto my eyelids first, and then I'm going to build it up into my crease with a fluffier brush, and I'm also going to drag it out towards my temples quite far. And I get away without this becoming too much of a drag look. There's nothing wrong with a drag look, but that's not what we're going for. Because it's a lighter brown, I can drag it out quite far and build it up quite a lot without it going too dark. So I'm just going to buff across it and drag it outwards. And the reason we're dragging it outwards is because we need to balance the eye out. There's so much going on the inner corner in this look that we need the eye shape to balance out on the outer corners. Now I'm going to take the color Brownstone, also from Coastal Scents, and I'm just going to work this with my flat brush along my lower lash line. And I know I use these shadows a lot, guys, but they really are so good, and they're so versatile. I love them. I cannot say enough how much I love the Coastal Scents eyeshadows. So now I'm going to use the color Gunpowder, and I'm going to take that on a stiffer brush. This is the e.l.f. contour brush, sorry. And I don't know how this could possibly be a contour brush because it's far too stiff, but it's great for this purpose, which is just pressing the eyeshadow along the lash line. I'm not taking it all the way up to the crease. I don't want it to be too dark in the outer corner, but I'm just going to soften up what I've put there with a softer brush. Just buff it out and soften the edges a little bit. Now I'm going in with this bright metallic purple. This is Regalia purple. Oh, so beautiful. And I'm going to pack it into my inner corner, all along the inner part of my lower lash line, in the inner corner with, this is a Real Techniques accent brush. You can go a little bit less heavy-handed on this if you want to, but I wanted it to be really bright and noticeable and popping. So, yeah. And then I'm going to take a softer brush. I'm going to use the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush, and I'm just going to run that same shadow along the inner corner of my eye as well as through the inner part of my crease, just the inner quarter of my crease, and wash it across the rest of the eye. Well, not the rest of the eye, but make sure that it blends nicely. Now I'm going to line my eyes with my trusty Physicians Formula liner, and I'm not going to say the name because we all know the name already, but I'm going to create myself a really nice elongated wing. It's not going to be super, super thick, but it's going to be quite long. Now, of course, you can make it as thick as you want, or as long as you want. I love my eyeliner to be quite long when I'm doing this kind of look, so I'm going to take it all the way out, going very thin so that I can build up to the thickness I want, as opposed to trying to go to the thickness you want and then you make a mistake and end up having to make it thicker and then you end up with panda eyes. Let's not do that. So once that's done, I'm going to line my tight line and my waterline with my Rimmel Exaggerate pencil in the color black. This is actually a really good pencil for the waterline. Does not transfer onto my contacts, so yay, I like it a lot. Now I'm going to take the color Light Apricot, as always. I think this is a holy grail color for me now, and I'm going to highlight with it. Highlight my brow bone. I also use it as a highlighter on my face, but I don't think I showed that, so I'm so sorry. But yeah. Now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder in Cappuccino, as always. Wash it very lightly across my cheeks just to, I don't know, tan up that coral just a little bit, and then I'm going to work it through my temples and of course across my forehead as always, and also on my jaw, which I did not show. Again, really sorry about that, but just bringing some shape and sculpt to the face. Now I'm using my NYX Full Figured Mascara, and this is in the color black. It's waterproof, and I'm actually pretty impressed. I've never tried NYX mascara before. I got this in my goodie bag from my seminar with Queen of Blending, Lauren, and I loved it, and I used it all the time. So you could apply lashes, but I'm not doing that because I do have on my lash extensions. Now this pathetic little pencil is from LA Colors, and it's in the color Deep Purple, and it is my absolute favorite dark drugstore lip liner. I love it so much. It says dark purple, but it's actually more of like a maroon burgundy kind of color. It's beautiful, but every time I go to repurchase it, it is completely sold out, and I can never find it, and that's why I refuse to give up on this inch of pencil, and I use it sparingly, which is quite sad. Anyway, I'm just lining my lips as usual, and then I'm going to buff out, work it out into my lips and fade it nicely, because I'm going to be applying a dark lipstick over it. This is Black Cherry from Milani. I'm going to apply it straight from the bullet, but if you think that you're going to make a mistake or you can't be precise with the bullet, use a brush, because you don't want dark lipstick to not have a precise line. Then it's just going to look really weird. Just applying this from the bullet, I'm going to do the finger pop so that I don't get lipstick on my teeth, and then I am going to blot my lips a little bit because I want to take down some of the shine. And that is it for the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed it. Oh, sorry about the lighting. It went a little bit funky because, yeah, never mind. That's just the shadows of my window. I don't have lines on my face. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.
Without a trace of yesterday.